A long time ago, in a video that's far, far away, we learned about a wireless charging technology that Disney has apparently been working on, and it might be coming to a galaxy near you before you know it. In order to fully comprehend the gravity of this rumor, and yes, it is still just a rumor, let me take you back to the original rumor and what it's all about. About a year ago, Disney started to give us little hints about wireless charging technology that they were working on. The goal was to make a system that could charge a wireless device from anywhere in a room. There are some devices that are already kind of capable of something like this. I have an iPhone 8 Plus, and even through the OtterBox case, which adds a few layers to it, I can wirelessly charge it on a dock in my room, which is pretty awesome. It's convenient and easy, and I've already heard about Apple working on some technology to make your phone perhaps levitate while it's charging, like just sitting in the middle of the air right there while it's charging. It looks futuristic for sure. But considering where we are today, we have a phone or another device that can rest on something and then get a charge by resting on that thing. If you take it off of what it's resting on, it will no longer charge. So what Disney's proposing almost feels like science fiction to me. Disney's idea, which they go over in this video, gives users the ability to charge as many devices as they want anywhere in a certain room or an area. So you can just come into the room, set your phone on anything, on the bed, on the counter, anywhere, and it will charge. So in essence, as long as your phone or other device is in a certain area, it will never die. You can have a game running forever and ever and ever, and it will never stop working until it just breaks down completely. It's not going to be a battery issue, it will be something totally different because it will be charging the entire time. I have to be honest, the very first thought that I had when I heard about this, is this really safe? Of course, with Disney, they are already on top of this, and in the video they describe how they are well within the safety limits, so I'm not worried at all. Now, when we first heard about this rumor, the idea was for Disney to add this to new or existing resort rooms. They'd put this technology in the room and you wouldn't have to worry about any of your wirelessly charging devices as soon as you step into the room. You could just fall asleep right away. The device could be anywhere in the room, could be on the floor, no problem, and it will charge. Now, that part of the rumor may still come true. We will just have to wait and see what the future holds for wireless charging in resort rooms. We'll find out. What I am even more fascinated with now is the idea, and it is just an idea and a rumor and some speculation, about Disney possibly adding this to other parts of Walt Disney World and expanding it to merchandise. When Disney shows us all of this test footage, it looks really cool. They're walking around, they're showing how it can light up this little light all over the room and they can charge it from anywhere. But at the very end of the clip, one of the last things we see is a little orb they have holding up with a light inside, apparently being charged by the wireless charging in this room. Now, this could just be a way of showcasing this technology. They enclosed that little light into an orb and they said, oh look, it can charge this light from anywhere in the room. Isn't that cool? I understand that. That is probably what this is. But there is a rumor recently that this could actually be an insight to what might be happening in the future of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. According to a recent rumor, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge might be the first location at Walt Disney World to use magic power, where you have the ability to wirelessly charge any wirelessly charging device in an area, not just a room, but an area of Walt Disney World. To me, the idea of this alone, and it is still an idea, it's still a rumor, but the idea alone to me is so exciting. I can just hold onto my phone, I can record, I can live stream, I can walk around, I can take pictures, I can post, and never have to worry about charging my phone. I love this idea. Now, diving deeper into the rumor, we hear about how this could be done, where Disney could put a special gadget underneath the trash cans of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, just as an example, and then that would create a whole field where devices could be charged wirelessly. That's the technology behind it. It's super exciting and futuristic, I know, but there is another piece of this that I wanted to go over with you. The idea that this could be linked somehow to new merchandise. Tell me how this sounds, and keep in mind, this is just my imagination. Disney sells lightsabers at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and I know what you're thinking, Michael. They already sell lightsabers. There are several different kinds. You can build your own, or have one like this where it glows and you can make sound effects and all of that. But think about Disney for a moment. Why not take this opportunity to give the lightsabers an upgrade? There is no doubt that at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there are going to be a plethora of things to interact with. Not just characters and meet and greets, there are going to be items around Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that we're going to be able to interact with, and I cannot wait to experience every moment of it. But why not incorporate a tool like a lightsaber to enhance the magic. In my imagination, and I'm not an Imagineer so I'm not sure, but the way I could picture it is you go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for the very first time, you buy a lightsaber, and with this lightsaber you're able to, turn it on, it glows better than ever, you have sound effects, and when you make a certain movement, something safe where you're not going to hit anyone, it's very important, like a certain movement with your lightsaber, maybe a hatch opens or something changes around you that enhances the magic. If that is the case and these new lightsabers have some special ability to interact with something around Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I have no doubt they are going to need more power, and that's where the idea of even more power and wireless charging starts to link up. Now, I am no expert about power and charging and batteries and all of that. I am sure there are many in our community who know far more than I do when it comes to that. But imagine for a moment you're at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Maybe you're staying at the Star Wars Hotel, and let's say it's a 2 or 3 day adventure, and throughout the adventure you need to use this new lightsaber to interact with certain things to continue the story. You would be so sad if you had to continue changing the batteries, or maybe bring it to customer service and say, can you change this for me, or having to plug it in, USB charger, the whole thing. I would much rather have this wirelessly charged as I'm walking around. I don't even have to worry about it throughout my adventure. Now, for those of you who have been to Universal Studios in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, you might be thinking, Michael, what if they use similar technology when interacting with the environment with the lightsaber that they do with the wands that you can get from Ollivanders? Sure enough, I looked it up and I found out that Universal uses an IR technology similar to your TV remote. It's infrared and has the ability to interact with things kind of further away, and off you go. With this lightsaber technology, you might be thinking, Michael, why doesn't Disney do the same thing? Well, maybe the lightsabers work on something different than an infrared technology. Maybe it involves something more complicated that I don't know about and we can't think of right now, but maybe the Imagineers have thought it through and it needs more power. Now, I can imagine that besides charging lightsabers and other devices that you have with you, the possibilities for this are almost endless. Disney could have all sorts of merchandise they planned, maybe a hat with a droid on it and it is able to look around and interact with the environment too, and you're able to add that to the magic, and it needs power as well, and it's getting wirelessly charged. There are so many different possibilities. I cannot wait to learn all about it. Now, while I was thinking about this wirelessly charging technology, there's another piece of Disney technology that kept coming up in my mind, and it has to do with the glow with the show ears that you currently see at shows like Fantasmic. For those who don't know, the glow with the show ears are a set of Mickey ears that you can get at Walt Disney World. They have a little switch inside and you can turn it on at night and they glow different colors. It's a lot of fun. But when you're at a show like Fantasmic, Disney has the ability to control the colors and make them all the same or flash in a certain design, and it's really cool to experience when you're there and your ears are interacting with the entire crowds. It's a lot of fun. Now let's take that same technology one step further with the lightsaber, just as an example. Let's say you're going to meet Darth Vader, and I sure hope they have him as a meet and greet at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and when you're there he says, "Give yourself to the dark side." And then you say,
"I'll never turn to the dark side."
And then when you're standing there, he says to you,
"You don't know the power of the dark side."
And then just as he waves his hand, your lightsaber changes from blue to red. And just when he says that, maybe he says, "Your lightsaber will now remain with the dark side for the next 30 minutes, while you practice," I don't know, something like that, and your lightsaber stays red with the glow with the show technology for the next half hour. There are so many potential ideas that I have for this. This wirelessly charging technology could go in so many different directions. Now, as exciting as all of these rumors are, they are all just rumors, speculation, and my imagination. The only thing we know for sure is that Disney is working on a wirelessly charging technology for an entire room. We'll have to see if it comes to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and or the Star Wars Resort. No matter what happens, I have a very strong feeling like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will be one of the most immersive areas ever at Walt Disney World, and I cannot wait to experience it. I know it's a bit of a stretch to take this wirelessly charging technology idea that Disney is working on and expand it all throughout Star Wars Galaxy's Galaxy's Edge and working it into devices and glow with the show technology, but it is an interesting idea, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments below. Do you think this could just be a wirelessly charging technology? Maybe it'll just be for the rooms, for the guests, or maybe it could be in the park, or maybe this is just going to be an idea that goes by the wayside and Disney won't use it at all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.